What's going on, guys? Welcome back to our Let's Play series. Let me just quickly put back on my armour. If you're wondering how comes I'm wearing just random bits of enchanted armour, I'm just grabbing it from the skellies, but as you can see that we're a bit absent of any mobs whatsoever. Now, everything is working as it should be, and if we hang here for a second you should hear like a click. Wait, spinning up. There. That click is when it attempts to spawn some mobs, but there's an issue. Either it's lighting or there's no spawnable ground. But in this case, it's because there's too many mobs currently in the world. Now, a quick tour of what I've done in here so far. Done the corridor to the elevator. And definitely like the bone block with the birchwood ceiling, the wall on the walls. I think it looks pretty nice. I went with just the normal stone slabs. The stone slabs were too dark, and I'm still not 100% convinced using these on the ground, but I like them for now. I'm not too sure whether or not to put something in the corners of these walls, just so it doesn't look so square. But that's for another day. For now, I'm going to take you to the whole problem as to why our double mob spawner isn't working too great. Is it? Yep, it would be night time, wouldn't it? Yeah, I came up here earlier and there was a creeper just sitting in the house waiting. Did torch it up a bit better. Quickly sleep till morning. And let's head down to where I started digging out the double slime chunk. Now, I didn't realise this was going to be such an issue, otherwise I would have just done it all in one hit. But as you can see, it's completely stopping our double mob spawner from being even remotely useful at the moment. But yeah, as you can see, there's way too many slimes down there already. And I'm not too sure if they're actually spawning on the bedrock, which they should not actually be able to do. But after I finish clearing it out, that's only half done. You've still got all of that half to go through. But after I finish doing that, then I'll bring you back and we'll see if they can spawn on bedrock or not. Whilst I was up here digging out, I did come across a zombie villager, so I cured him. He's lucky, but I've got to move him now, which is going to be a major pain before I dig the rest of this out. Yeah, so what I'll do is I'll dig the rest of this... words muddled. I'll dig the rest of this out, and then I'll bring you back, but I'll probably put in a few clips of me going through it, and if anything interesting happens, then you'll get to see that. But definitely going to have to do this soon, just so we can start using a double mob spawner again. So, I'll see you in a bit. welcome back, guys. Now, I hope you enjoyed that little speedy up bit just before. In all honesty, it probably took me a lot longer stitching all the clips together, playing around with the software, trying to make it match up with the music, than it actually took to dig out the entire slime chunk. But it's fun to use the software. I've not really got to experiment with it too much so far, and that gave me a little bit more experience with it. Now, as you can see, I'm at the double mob spawner, and it's working brilliantly now that the slime farm's been completely dug out. I've got myself quite a few levels. I'm just going to leave them to sit there, actually. I would do a bit of enchanting. Now, what do I need? I need a decent shovel and a decent axe. I've not got either of them yet. We'll do a bit of enchanting first, before I explain to you what I've changed my mind about regarding the slime spawner. Or the slime chunks. Come on, fingers crossed. And yep, it's all that you really want on an axe. I don't really like Silk Touch on an axe because I like the saplings to drop. With Silk Touch, I usually end up with a lot more leaf blocks than anything else. Okay, let's try a decent shovel. 2 in a row. Efficiency 4. Nice. Now, I don't really mind having Silk Touch on a shovel. It comes in handy when digging up clay. But either way, that is extremely good. It's much better than just the break-ins, which I got beforehand. Now that I've got 2 of them, I might as well treat myself to a new sword. Okay. Fingers crossed. I've still yet to get mending on anything I've enchanted, so that's what I'm really hoping for. Not too sure about Bane of Anthropods. Oh, come on. Anthropods? Arthropods. And yep, rubbish. I guess I could leave that down here just to take out the spiders quicker. Put that in there. Yeah, so regarding the double slime chunk, I've been having a bit of issues with this elevator now and again. I get stuck on some of the floors. I think that's because I'm still just not aligned directly when going in. But 99% of the time it works fine. I just got jammed a couple of times halfway up where I've had to dig a little block out to re-trigger it. But it's not too bad. Now, why was I come? Yeah, double slime chunk, that's what I was saying. Now, as you can see, it's all being fully dug out. Now, what I was planning on doing is actually setting up the slime farm during this episode, but with the amount of time it took to actually dig it out and then do the montage to see how long that would play for, like the actual clips that I had in line with the speed, it lasted for about 8 minutes, and no way do you want to sit there for 8 minutes watching someone dig out a slime chunk. So I cut it down a lot more, and hopefully you enjoyed watching it. But I've changed my mind as to what I actually want to do with this. Usually I just whack a load of platforms up, 4 wire gaps in between each platform to fill the entire slime chunk, then do water streams along the bottom for maximum efficiency. And obviously a lot of cave-in to light up everything around to stop other mob spawns, which I've been doing in between episodes as it is. But as for efficiency, I don't really need a gazillion slime balls, so I want to go more cosmetically with this build rather than efficiency. I still want it to be working as a slime farm, but I don't want to just concentrate on efficiency. I want it to look nice, so I'm planning actually opening it up quite a lot more. Now if we go up top, I'll show you what I mean. I should really put an elevator here, to be honest with you. It would seem like a waste. Maybe once we've got everything in this area done, then I will. And considering that the double spawner's not too far, I may just dig a pathway to that and use that elevator to get to here and back. But yeah, so these half slabs mark out the exact 4 corners of the entire double slime chunk. So it's 16 by 32, and we are at level 39, so one above this would be here, is the top layer that slimes can actually spawn. So I was planning on digging out a 4 wide gap all around for the actual water streams, and then having a 3 wide pathway to be able to get around. But I've completely changed my mind on that. And instead of just doing the standard slime farm for maximum efficiency, I actually want to try something which I'm in still 2 minds about. What I want to do is actually still have it working as a slime farm, have just one massive water stream pushing everything that lands on the floor over to there for a kill and collection area. But as opposed the actual spawning pads, I want to do floating islands like the film Avatar. Now I need to really play around with the idea in creative mode before attempting to build them here. It's an extremely small space to try to build floating islands, so it might just come out looking ridiculous. But I definitely want to give that a go, rather than just doing the platforms and having it look like a bog standard slime farm. I'm thinking that would actually, if it does work out the way I'm picturing it, it should actually be pretty decent. Now, I was planning on doing something when I got here. I'm trying to remember where it was. Oh yeah, I wanted to actually move the villager that I trapped. I'm just going to dig a little pathway down here. So, with the actual slime farm, obviously I'm not going to be getting it done in today's episode. It's going to take a lot of me sort of messing around with the designs of the islands and how big or small I want them. Also, there's another issue that I could see myself running into, and that's if the islands are too close together, then the slimes could probably jump from one to the other, and I don't want them killing themselves by landing on lower islands. And I'm gonna have to sort of space them out in a way that slimes can still obviously jump off and land on the ground to go into a collection area, but also if they were to land on one of the opposing islands, it wouldn't be too far away that they take a ton of fall damage and obviously kill themselves. But again, that's something that I'm definitely going to have to mess around with in creative. Because I don't want to go in here and spend hours designing and placing the actual islands for them to end up looking absolutely ridiculous and out of place. I don't know how far this village art is now. It seems not too far down, actually. To be honest with you, I don't even know where I'm taking this village. I just want to get him up to the house somewhere safe. Just so it's ready for when I want to start working on an iron farm, which is going to have to be relatively soon, considering that half of the contraptions that I'm designing in creative and in my redstone world have a lot of hoppers on for the collection and automation of everything. So I'm going to have to get that started, which may be in line for probably the next episode. Is he in here? Sounds, yeah, he is. There he is. Yeah, so sorry that this slime farm is not going to be done today, but for it to come out looking the way that I'm hoping it will come out, it's definitely going to take a lot longer than just spamming like 20 or 30 so platforms for them to spawn and have the ultimate efficiency that you can get. I really would prefer to have this area look extremely good, so I'm still going to have to take this out a lot further. I'm thinking of bringing the cave. The system that's obviously we started digging into, as you can see with the ceiling, was part of an original cave network. I was thinking about taking this wall down at the same gradient down that way, and then this side down that way, and then pull the ceiling back a bit, so then the same, or I won't say pattern, but the same indent follows it down back there to open it up a lot more, so then the floating islands won't look so cramped, just randomly stuck in the middle here. I'm still humming and ahhing about what sort of lighting to use for it, because I know that it's going to end up looking really dark. So I'm thinking either, oh my god, what am I doing? Thinking either using streams of lava to do lighting around the edges, which should hopefully look pretty decent. Okay, let me grab some rail, gold. I need some redstone as well, actually. Let's make some powered rails. And we definitely need some normal rails as well. We've got a few, but not a whole lot. Yeah, also regarding the iron farm that I'm planning on doing, I would have just done a very quick, simple one that you've seen a million different tutorials of how to build, just so I could get the iron running. But again, it's about trying to make it fit into the area and trying to make sure that nothing looks like a complete eyesore is the main thing I'm going for. Get back in there. I hear a zombie somewhere. Guarantee as soon as I start pushing this guy out to come up here, he's going to get attacked by a zombie. If he gets attacked by a zombie, does he turn into a zombie villager again? In which case I could just cure him again. Is that how it works? I don't know. Okay, getting off track. Yeah, so let me know what you think about the floating islands. I'm really worried that in this area it may be too small to pull off floating islands, but I've got some really nice ideas of how I want the islands to look, and I think and I hope they may work in this area, because I really want the farm to be productive as well as look decent. Okay. Now, as opposed to what we're going to be doing for the rest of this episode, I thought that I'd just let you see me do some of the little bits and pieces which I usually get done in between episodes, but I tend to usually just bring you in, tell you what I'm about to do a cut, and then go off and do it, and then bring you back after it's been done. And that's mainly because I think that you don't really want to see me sort of messing about, taking my time with everything, as I usually do. But I guess that's what this game's about, just enjoying it. I hope, anyway. Don't worry about, I know that I could just use lever to power it, but I'm going to take up the redstone afterwards anyway. It's just easy this way. Oh, that was not handy. Yeah, I definitely haven't got enough iron or gold to be wasting on rails that I don't actually need. Oh, that was a misplace. Yeah. So let me know what you think about my ideas regarding the slime farm. I'm going to mess about in creative quite a bit and mark out a 32 by 16 area and see what sort of islands I can get to look decent in that small of a space. But you've got to imagine that the area that I've dug out up top is probably going to be the full size that I actually end up digging out all the way down. And as you can see, it is pretty large. It's nearly another slime chunk equivalent all the way around the edge. And it's going to take a lot of time to make it look the way that I'm hoping it will end up looking. Yeah, fingers crossed with that. But clearly it's not going to be something that gets done in 1 or 2 episodes. It's going to be something that I'm going to have to work on. There we go. Why did that not place there, the powered one? Yeah, that's better. Thought so. And lag. There we go. You get back in your hole. Glitchy block. It's fine. I thought that was a zombie poking out or something. How the hell did he get out? But yeah, at least that worked. I can hear a zombie and I know it's going to get him. Shut up. Okay. Spam some normal track going this way. I just want to get him up to the house, put him in a box up there, and hopefully he'll be safe. But to do that, there's going to be a lot of finagling about. Got a feeling I'm going to break him out of the minecart and he's just going to go straight down the ladder. I'm fairly sure with the ladders, they automatically just climb them rather than go down. Well, I hope so anyway. But as opposed for time, sorry that we didn't get the slime farm done and dusted today, but I had a complete change of plans as to the way that I wanted it to look, and I'm sure in the long run it will be 10 times better than the initial plan that I had for it. Let me know what you think about it anyway, and let me know what you think about the little montage that I threw in there that I worked very, very, very long on, and hopefully you enjoyed. See you next time.